Hello, you too. This is the Gentleman Scholar. In my meerschaum, I'm smoking some capstan, maybe to absorb some of Professor J.R. Tolkien's brilliance. Sometimes you just have to puff. Anyway, I just wanted to say Happy New Year. How's everybody doing? Hope nobody woke up with too many sore heads today. I I chilled it back last night because I discovered the previous night not to get into arguments online when alcohol is in your bloodstream. Just put it that way. I'm going to try and relight this. Hold on. Here we are. Anyway, capstan is what I would call a pure codger blend, a pure professorial smoke. You can see Professor Tolkien like smoking in his study, all of his books and his tweed, all suffused with the odor of capstan. Love a atmosphere like that. Not having anything really to talk about. Christmas is over. I took down the cards today. Gotta keep puffing it, otherwise I'm gonna lose it. Took down the cards today. Didn't have a Christmas card to take, a Christmas tree to take down because just didn't feel like setting one up, and I also didn't feel like taking it down again, so I didn't put one up. But I did take down the Christmas cards today. They were all hung up on string, so I just snipped the string, and whew, down they came. And now I decide which ones I keep. The creative ones I keep. The others I just might use as stationery. I don't know. Hold on. Anyway, some shout outs. Wheeled Piper 2 is back. Good to see him again. Also, LA Pipe Smoker is back. Retired English teacher, he just retired. Good to see him. Adds a bit of literary flair. Right up there with Malcolm Geit to the YouTube pipe community. And speaking of literature, or genre literature, I would like to show you what I just finished reading today. The Bloody Red Baron by Kim Newman. Now, Kim Newman is a wildly inventive writer. He's probably forgotten more movies than I'll ever see, read more books than I'll ever read. Um, he just pours everything he knows into each and every one of his books. My first taste of Kim Newman came when he did a book called Nightmare Movies, which I read during my flight attendant training. He's seen so many movies and he's subdivided them into categories, and I've been sort of kind of loosely following his career ever since. Anyway, get this going again. One would think I actually would know what I'm doing, almost. Anyway, it's the second book in the Anno Dracula series. It's a parallel, it's an alternate universe where Dracula was driven out of hiding, and he basically came to England, married Queen Victoria, and introduced the, the state of vampirism to the British Empire. And now vampires are their own people. You can choose to turn or not to turn. There's different bloodlines that can do different things. Some can shapeshift, some cannot. It's a really good, fully thought out world by Kim Newman. And in this one, it's his take on, beg your pardon, unforgiving pipe tobacco. You have to keep puffing on it. And in this one, he channels everything about World War One and in the aerial air battles that used to take place over no Man's Land. The Bloody Red Baron. The Red Baron is a character, obviously. Some characters from the previous book have followed through. Edgar Allan Poe is in it. Dr. Moreau is in it. Herbert West from Miskatonic University, H.P. Lovecraft fame is in it. I mean, he throws everything you can think of into this book. And so basically you have the Allied fighters fighting, beg your pardon, you have them fighting these vampires fitted with these kits with machine guns and everything like that, like full-on vampires, and it's pretty impressive. And as if that weren't enough, he gives you like a little English Manor murder mystery featuring some characters from that world as a small novella at the end of the book. So it's really, when you read a Kim Newman book, you got a lot of value for your time and for the money. And I'm gonna be ordering up Anno Dracula Cha 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 coming. I guess that takes place in the 50s or something. I do not know, but I'll find out eventually. I've also been bouncing around between. Come on. Been bouncing around between several books. I'm also reading the London Labor and the London Poor. I think it's by a gentleman named Mayhew. It's considered a classic because he wanted to do a study of the Victorian poor in London. And if you've ever read any Dickens, it'll provide a whole new atmospheric ambience when you read any of his books. And of course, I did like a few viewings of A Christmas Carol this Christmas season, so that really came to the fore. It was not Victorian London was not a place to be poor, put it that way. I take breaks from that because it's kind of a dry book. But it's packed with information. Also forgot to mention, Sherlock Holmes makes a cameo in this. I don't think he's a vampire. Very scholarly blend. Anyway, I'm also going to be doing reading a Scottish Tartan Noir. I think it was forget January in the title. Of course, I meant to bring it down, but of course, did I? No, of course not. Oh yes, I meant to mention we have a new pipe smoke. We have a new pipe smoker who deserves some love. And can I remember his name? Westmoreland Piper. That's it. He's from the old school English pipe smoking. Young, but he has that bearing about him, like book filled studies and tobacco in the air. Probably born too late. Give him a check. Give him a sub and listen to his stuff because it's very good. He seems to know what he's talking about. Seems to be a nice lad. And I can say that now because I'm getting older than some of the people I subscribe to. Like rock and steady. Getting hot there. Anyway, rock and steady is very thoughtful dude. Should give him a listen. He ushered in the new year, and he became ever closer to being my best friend because he told me he doesn't particularly like U2. I like some songs from him, but as a whole, the whole Bono effect is kind of like kryptonite to me. Also, he's just a very thoughtful dude. Also doesn't like his job either, but who does these days except for the few that, oh, I think I said this before. You know what? If you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, how many of us is that really? It's a minority, I would think, but maybe I'm just being cynical. I don't know. Getting down to the ash, I can tell. Anyway, I just wanted to wish you folks a happy new year, and I hope you're doing well. And I'm gonna try and be a little more regular with these pipe videos. We have a great community here, and I want to do my own little part to keep it flourishing. All the best to you, and take care. Cheers.